Hey there, little bunny. How are you doing? How exciting and terrifying this audio will be and what comes with it. Not actually terrifying, little bunny. You know how I know this will not be terrifying? First of all, you say, Daddy, what are you talking about? Is this some bad news that you're revealing? No, little bunny. This is simply an exciting and inevitable development. I am inviting you behind the curtain. You know what I mean by that? In theater, there's always a split in the design of the theater between front of house and back of house. Front of house is where the ticket-paying audience hangs out and sees the show. And then if you're friends with a performer or someone on stage, you might get to go backstage and get to be closer to them. You get to hang out and join their life a bit more. And so that's what this is, little bunny. This is a little invitation to come backstage with me. And I'm already very genuine with you behind the anonymous microphone. But there's a limit to how much I can tell you, little bunny. A limit to how much I can tell you about the fun things that I do, the cool things that I've done. Because there has been this protective film. You know when you open up a bottle of syrup or something, and keeping you from getting the syrup, there's that little flap that keeps all the syrup nice and tight inside. And we've come to a point where it is just a shame not to enjoy the syrup, little bunny. I feel like we've explored everything that we can explore without me getting to tell you about the stuff that I'm doing. Let me give you an example. You will get an example of the stuff that I do. I put together a little fun web page, which you can scroll through. The link, which I'll put in the description, is lindy.garden/whoishe. And there's been so many times, as you may recall on the podcast, where I'll say, oh, I wish I could tell you about this or about that. And often the reason that I can't do that is because there was a photographer at the event, or there is a list of names of people who went there, or some such like that. Even just random people taking selfies and photos, group photos. I have been dodging photographers, little bunny, because if I tell you that I went to this specific event at this specific time and place, well then anybody, and it just takes one person, can go and scope through the photos and videos, and then boom, the seal is broken with some random photo. And I would love for you to get a proper welcoming behind the curtain instead of you stumbling backstage. That sucks, right? That's not fun. And that's dramatic in such a bad way, you know? Anticlimactic and dramatic at the same time. So I would love this to be so undramatic, little bunny, yet so satisfying at the same time. And I am quite confident that I have succeeded. I have tested out this little web page, this Welcome Behind the Curtain web page, with several bunnies now, as a little scoping out to get feedback and things like that. And the response has been 100% A+, S+ positive. No single person has felt even slightly less connected to me. It is just more connected, more excited about the future. It is just going to be so fun. And you will be surprised, little bunny, that it won't feel like you're meeting me for the first time. it'll be like you get to know me so much better. And something very fun is that you will get to see my expressive facial expressions when I say, hey there, little bunny, I love you, little bunny. Because every time I say those, my face is emoting. And you'll be happy to know that I'm quite handsome and attractive and perhaps even more charming than ever. And it means that you'll get more quick notes from me because I can quite easily whip out a phone. I don't need a special microphone. I don't need any processing. It's just whip out the phone, maybe for some lighting. It's fun to put on a little bit of lighting on there, but it's like a tap of the button. No need to change audio. No need to put on any kind of face changing filters or anything. I can just flip on the camera, record you a note, and then send it to you. Because one of the things that I don't like right now about the release schedule of The Garden is it feels a bit interspersed, right? It's twice a week pretty much, and that's just so spread out. So I'd love to be able to record you much quicker things. There's not an easy platform to record you quick voice notes. It just doesn't really exist. So for me, excuse me, you'll get to see me clear my throat now too. There's basically every short form content platform is video. And I am so out of ways to dance around my hands, little bunny, for TikTok. And it takes a long time to record those because I can't hold the phone, by the way, if I'm doing without face. So I have to get out the tripod and I have to aim it. And when I process the video, I have to like shove around the frame a little bit in case I accidentally get my mouth in there or something. And I have to separately record the audio. And so there's always this disingenuous disconnect between the audio recording and me like dancing around my hands and stuff like that. And it's just impossible to record anything past 30 seconds because it gets so visually boring just to be looking at my body neck down while I fiddle with my hands. It just sucks. The video content, it's my absolute least favorite thing to do. So to just take a selfie of me talking to you, saying a little quick note about how much I love you, that's going to be such a relief for me. As far as is any mystique going to be lost, that was one of my biggest worries. But I don't think so. After creating this little reveal page and testing it out, it seems like the intimacy that we gain outweighs any kind of mystique of there being no face. Also, we've kind of maxed out the audience size on social media that one can get without a face. I don't really know any thirst trappy emotional support, just love-based male creators who don't show their face that are bigger than The Garden. I don't know of any, but there are people who do basically similar things that have their face. So after a relative plateau of TikTok and Instagram size, it's like there's nothing left to lose on that front. So if there's any risk of losing people, it's like, whatever. I think it's going to be better for growth in the end if growth is a priority. But the higher priority is for us to be closer, little bunny. And also, so many of the reasons that I started Anonymous have just expired. They just are no longer relevant. The most important of which applies to any kind of creator who makes spicy stuff, whether it's authors who write under a pen name, OnlyFans type models who do face down as well. is it locks you out of some career paths. It's like failing a million job interviews before you even apply. And it's irresponsible, really, to start without anonymity unless you are really clear that your life career paths are not going to be affected by having spicy stuff with your real name or your real face in it. I guess these days people can swap out their face, but I'm giving you my normal face, no filters or anything. That concern has passed for me. When you start out, the reason it's irresponsible is because there's no way, by the way, not really irresponsible. So if you have your own OnlyFans with your face, that's fine. For me, the job that I had, the career path, basically the door would close if I started with my face. So there's a giving up of a career path, and I do need to have a career path. So fortunately, one of the things I get to show you in the lindy.garden/who is he page is that I get to show you the name of the startup, and I get to show you some visuals of the startup, because that's a garden career path. That's a career path that the garden opens up for me. And that is something where I can't have anonymity, because there's no such thing as really running a business anonymously. You know, like that just doesn't really happen. Maybe as a solo creator, like an author, or you have a blog or something. But this is going to be quite a bit more involved than that socially with other people. There's going to be a team. There's already a very small team, but there's going to be more of a team of people. It's going to be so great, little bunny. So I get to show you that in the page. So that's another reason that anonymity just isn't tenable anymore. So it's no longer needed, because I am okay locking myself out of career paths. I'm locking myself out of career paths with this, but I'm also opening up new ones that are more exciting and involve you, little bunny. And I'm planning for this startup. You won't ever have to, if I can pull it off, you won't ever have to spend money on that either. So garden joy, garden content will be as free and as cheap as I can make it, so that you can be as involved as your heart desires. Being my bunny comes at a zero price tag. All you have to do is open your heart to me, because that comes to a great reason for me to invite you behind the curtain, little bunny, is that I love you and I want to be closer to you. I have had to avoid, this is so stupid, I have had to avoid letting you send me stuff like little gifts. And that sucks. Like if you want to write me a handwritten note or make me a drawing and you want to send it to me, I have had to say, no, sorry, you can't do that. Reason being is that my P.O. box, the garden has a P.O. box, or the larger LLC that I have, of which the garden goes under. It has my name on there, right? You could look it up, not too hard. Certainly all the credit card companies that send me advertisements, they have my name somehow with that P.O. box. So as a way to open me up to receiving more of your love, which is super important to me and is my fuel, I can now say, hey, you want to send me something? Here's a P.O. box that you can mail to. That is such a big plus for me. And there's all sorts of ways that I've had to close myself off. I can't tell you about how my day has been. I can't tell you about the different activities that I do or stories from my past. I just have to be so closed off from you in ways that you might not get to see because I purposely don't show you that they're there so that you don't feel like you're missing out on stuff. Right? I can't show you any of the music that I've written that was like written under my other name, you know? I can't tell you about any of that until now, little bunny. So that's really, really special to me. If I want to have something like Bunny Week, I would love to show you around New York City, little bunny. And every bunny is invited, right? Show up at New York City on this day, and then I'll have something planned for us and we'll bounce around the city. That sounds like so much fun. And that's something that I can't do if you don't know what it look like. And really, when you think back on that seal of the syrup, the reason I have to be so cautious with it all is that it just takes one little crack in the seal, or what do you call it? A seam, a breaking of the seam, that then I no longer have control over how you get to be introduced, brought back behind the curtain. And you'll find that it doesn't feel like you're being introduced to me. You'll find real quick that, oh, you've always known me like this. You just get to see more of me. It's like a little bit of fog gets swept away in the wind, and it will feel very comfortable, very, very quick. So I would not have wanted there to be just like some random photo or some random video that is the way that you get to know me more intimately for the first time. I want to control it. Excuse me. I want to control it. I want it to be fun. And I really want it to be as undramatic as possible. So it's really, really quite chill. It may be emotional for you, but it's going to be positive emotions. I think there is essentially a 0% chance that you're going to come out of it regretting knowing more about me. I think you'll feel joy, fun, optimism for what's going to come with the garden. We're just unlocking so many new ways that we can grow closer, even not in person, just ways that I can share you through the same old content, share myself with you through the same old content, and more frequent content and more types of content. It's just, there's basically no more reasons. A reason that bunnies have suggested for me not to do it is for my own personal safety and privacy. And I am a super private person. I have always liked to keep my life compartmentalized. And that is one of the biggest uncertainties for me, is that what does that look like when I don't really have privacy in the same way? And let me explain something I've been experiencing from the other direction, which is that when people ask me what I do in life, this is people who know me from my non-garden life or who are meeting me through my non-garden life, is I always have to dodge that question. Even if I would love to tell them about you, little bunny, and about the garden, I have to dodge the question every single time. And that feels like a life that is too private. I am very private about my life, but I don't want full privacy with everybody. It feels like I'm hiding in my day-to-day life. And so not only am I hiding from being doxxed to you, I'm hiding myself in my ordinary life. I can't even tell people what I do. And I'm pretty good at that, I guess. Like I would probably be pretty decent at being a CIA agent and keeping secrets. But it is annoying. It is a bit exhausting. And so I would like to be a bit more unified, a more unified person. So it really is a plus in my non-garden side of things that I think outweighs any kind of risk of losing privacy with you. I'm really tempted to just say, if you ever see me in person, you recognize me in person, that you get a hug. You don't necessarily get a conversation because I'm oftentimes not in the mood to chat. And you may just catch me at the wrong time where I don't want to chat with anyone, even the people I love most in the world. But I don't think I would ever be in a mood not to give you a hug. I think the other caveat is you can't make me late to something. I hate being late to things. So I may have to give you a hug while we walk or sweep you off your feet and carry you Superman style. But we'll see about that. I think we'll take it one step at a time. But that is my ideal. You know, I'm not afraid of you, little bunny. I love you very much. I love you very, very much. So that's emotionally, that's one of my least concerns, is losing privacy from you. Maybe it'll turn out on a practical level to be a mistake if I'm kind of always on the clock. You know how in the podcast I'm on the clock and then I'm off the clock. Yeah, sometimes I want to be off the clock. And if potentially things get to a point where I'm just sort of always on the clock, you know, maybe that would get tiring. But you know what? Okay. Okay, fine. There's a little poem I wrote. I'm going to read it to you. In the vast branching trail of grand choices that we have, it's a shame not to choose life's more interesting paths. I need to go drink some water. Hold on, I don't have water with me. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Got some water. Let me read that poem again because I choked in the middle from dehydration. Okay. In the vast branching trail of grand choices that we have, it's a shame not to choose life's more interesting paths. So any kind of remaining hesitations, reservations, fears, nerves about inviting you behind the curtain, little bunny, in as non-dramatic a way as I possibly can. To entertain those fears and hesitations and to choose to keep you further away. That would be choosing life's less interesting path. And what a shame that would be. Can you understand that? Don't you agree? Same for you too. How much more interesting will life become with this fun new development? It won't really feel like a new chapter, I don't think. It's going to feel quite familiar. It's going to feel like it's always been this way. Just a little cloud wisps away, revealing the more interesting path. Okay, little bunny. The next TikTok/Instagram/YouTube short is going to be the very first video note, which you can see on the page, which will be linked in the text of this audio. The URL, which is a website you can type in is lindy.garden/who is he. Capitalization does not matter as far as I know. And yeah, it'll be the most, like the best way to get to experience that video note. And then there's other bonus stuff. And it's a lot of fun. You're really going to enjoy it. It's going to be one of your favorite garden pieces of content. I'm quite confident. So, any nerves have now been assuaged, right? It's just excitement now. You can't wait. You're excited. It's building. You want me to stop talking so you can go tap the link and get to know me even better. I'm excited for it, little bunny. Nervous? I'm not nervous. But there's just, here we go. We're going through a one-way door. One of life's one-way doors. Once we go through it, we don't get to go back. It locks behind us. And beyond this door is life's more interesting path. What a shame to not go through it. I love you, little bunny. Wish me luck. I love you, I love you, I love you.